Hi everyone, it's Hayley Campbell here and I am back with the Start 1K programme, and today's video is all about objection handling. So yesterday we did a video on sales process and we talked about how sales is buying from people that people trust. So for you going out there in the sales world, it's a case of you are making friends, you are building relationships with potential customers and businesses out there, and you have got to be asking questions, listening to responses, listening to the problems that's going on in the background of these businesses, coming up with the solutions, and remembering where each customer is on the sales funnel. So that's kind of what you're doing at the moment. That's the whole sales process in a nutshell. Asking questions, finding out how you can help, how your product or service can help. Now, if you're doing that correctly and you are finding out the information and you feel confident that this is a good match for you, the customer's going to benefit from the value of your product or service, then objections shouldn't really be too much of an issue. However, objections do sometimes happen, and I have listed a few that you may come across in this journey. Now, some customers will say that your price may be too high. Some will say that it's not a good time to speak to them, or maybe that you've got the wrong person in the organisation, so you need to speak with somebody else. Some will try and get you to call back another time, so maybe next week, next month, next year. You might hear that somebody doesn't have the budget for your product or service, or that they need time to think and run by colleagues. Now, things to avoid these, you want to get your sales process started on the right foot. So when you do approach somebody to potentially speak to them about, solving their issues with your product or service, make sure that you're speaking to the right person. Make sure that there's no other people that need to be involved in your presentation, for instance. Make sure earlier on that they have the budget for this, and this is a big enough problem for them that they would like to solve. So that should eradicate a few of the objections that you come across, if you do in fact come across them. Now, when you do face an objection, like one of the ones on the screen, generally speaking, it's because the customer maybe needs to give you a little bit more information, or they haven't understood the value of what you're offering. So it's a case of then going back to asking more questions. So if, for instance, they give you an objection of now isn't a good time, well, then you could just simply say something like, help me understand that, customer A, because you mentioned that A, B and C are big problems for you at the moment, and I have solution X, Y and Z. So try and help me understand why now is not a good time. What you want to do when you're objection handling is you don't want to come across that you are badgering the customer or trying to convince them that your product or service is the right one, but it is an opportunity for you to ask more questions around the objection. So I've got a couple of key phrases that you can use that I used to use in the past when I used to work in sales, and this used to just help me secure the business in the future, because I didn't like to come across that I was pestering the customer. So I would take any objection, ask more questions, and then maybe end with something like the phrase that I'm going to show you, and then still book in that next call so that I can find out more information. So these are the key phrases. Maybe worth taking either a screenshot or writing down these phrases. So first one, I understand. So let's just say the customers give you an objection of some sort. So I understand. Let me ask you this question. The next time you're looking for, and then I'd add my product or service in there, Could I be the first person in line that you speak with? Or another way, before I get off the phone or before I leave the visit, what might have to happen before you begin looking for a different product, service, supplier? So those are just two little phrases that will help you ask those questions and delve a little bit deeper into what's going on in your customer's mindset as to why they've given you an objection to your product or service. So good luck with objection handling, good luck with the sales funnel, and watch out for the follow-up video coming soon. Thanks very much. Bye now.